Hello, and welcome to The Successful Introvert, how to confidently grow your business and your bank account, a weekly interview series where I will be interviewing experts on how to grow your confidence, step out of your comfort zone, and thrive in your business. I'm Erin Sem, confidence coach supporting shy and introverted women entrepreneurs to step past their fears of being seen and heard and into confidence so you can thrive in your business and make more money. Woohoo! Make sure to join the free Stand Up and Shine Confidence Challenge at erinsem.com/confidence challenge, where you will expand your confidence and increase your income in less than 10 minutes a day. I am thrilled today to have Huda Baak with us, and we are live in person. It's so exciting.
Way more fun, double the fun.
Yeah, it's so nice to sit right next to my interviewee. So everyone, Huda today is going to be talking about creating maximum influence and impact for the introverted leader. I'm so excited to hear what you have to say. So everyone, Huda Baak is an international speaker, image and brand strategist, and author. She has spoken before thousands of professionals, worked personally with over 750 clients, and has appeared on numerous radio and television shows in the San Francisco Bay Area. Yes. Her work has a global perspective, having lived and worked throughout the Middle East, Europe, Canada, and the U.S. How exciting. Huda is a champion for women leaders who want to build more influence, expand their leadership, and communicate with confidence. Her mission is to get women to express themselves authentically and shine on stage, on camera, and in person. Yay! So Huda, tell me a little bit about your business.
My business has transformed quite a bit. It started back in '89, so I'm dating myself a little bit, and it's gone through a lot of different transformations. And ultimately, the single layer that's been the same is empowering women. And it's really about confidence. And to me, confidence is a triangle. Leadership, I should say, is a triangle with confidence being the tip. And the other aspect is once you have that confidence, then you have the influence to create the impact that you want in the world. Yes. And that's really what it is. So I mainly work with women, whether they're entrepreneurs or corporate women. And a lot of my work too now is with preteens, because that is after 20 years of working with adults. And I've seen, I don't like to use the word hang-ups, but I've seen the things that are keeping us and hiding us, that I have really loved working with the younger group before we start layering all the stuff. Yes. I love that. So the same thing, confidence, impact, and influence.
I love that. I love that you're starting at such a young age. It's just so important because, you know, as we get older, we get these blocks and different things. And if we can stop those
or
earlier,
become aware
of them earlier and work on getting past those at an earlier age, you know, we don't have to be in our 30s, 40s, 50s working on that.
Definitely. And the media today, and the magazines and the pictures that they're seeing today is nothing what we saw. Right. So compound everything by like tenfold. Right. And you have today's preteen.
Yeah, they didn't have Photoshop.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So were there ever times that you didn't feel confident in your business?
You know, I have to tell you, may I say a quick story?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I make my living now speaking. And if I were to go back when I'm not naturally a U.S. citizen, and when I first came to the U.S. to go to college by myself, I was too shy to speak to anybody. I used to have my mother talk to the flight attendant to get me something. I used to have my mother talk to somebody to find out where the bathroom is. And that wasn't that long ago. And so it's been a very difficult transition. But little by little, I flew by myself to the States. I went to college on my own. I've lived on my own now, you know, quite a while. And I have really learned to be okay with myself, to ask for myself when you have no other help around you, you need to step it up. Yeah. And so if I could do that, anybody who's even has a monochrome right now of speaking to people can do it.
Yeah. And I have a very similar story. You know, I was born and raised here, but I was very shy also for a long time. And, You just have to keep pushing yourself out of that comfort zone and keep going for it.
Yeah. It is. Absolutely. And I remember one of the things when I first started my business, they used to talk about fake it till you make it. And to me, at the time, that was what was accepted, and that's what was expected, and that's what I taught. And the differences in my business back then to where it is today, I would say, is the spiritual aspect. The older I got, because I was in my young 20s when I started this. And so as I grew up and as I started to notice, it's like, wait a minute, this woman I worked with and she's become something. And others that I've worked with go back and revert. And what I realized was the missing link is the tapping into spirit factor. And that was really what the whole premise of my new business is now, is really you have to tap into yourself as an introvert, especially because if we say fake it till you make it, there is such a discrepancy between who you are and what you're feeling inside and who you're pretending to be. So it's the pretense that bites you in the butt.
Yes.
Because what's happening is that we're showing ourselves to be something that we really are not underneath it.
Yeah.
And whenever we are faced with somebody who's telling us something and showing us something, naturally, who are we going to believe?
Right.
It's always going to be what we see,
right?
Not what we're told.
Right.
So did I say that right? Yeah. It's always, if you're showing us something and you're telling us something, we're always going to believe what we see.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. 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 We hear that all the time. Fake it till you make it. And
there's a small amount of that I can believe in where it's, how is best to describe that? So for example, you had asked me what's a way for somebody to show they're more confident. If you're wanting to step into that, then by all means, but don't pretend to be something that you're not.
Right.
Because there's something not genuine about that, and we're going to not know and point the finger to, oh, she's not being genuine, but we're just going to see it's like, there's something about, she looks the part and she's saying the right words, but something about her is off.
Yeah.
And then that's what we're going to go with. And we're just going to go, if this were a networking situation, I'm going to leave you and go somewhere else.
Right.
So that's where the fake it till you make it. And I'm going to say, when I started my business, I was an image consultant, and it's transformed to being more of a brand. So image is very personal. And when I've switched it to say your brand and being authentic and being one with your brand, it's very different, because then I'm not saying you are not pretty or okay. It's the brand, because then it takes us away from being attached to that.
Right.
Okay. So for anybody, introverted or not, if you are going into any kind of business situation, selling situation, if you're going into a speech that you're doing, giving a talk somewhere, even a one-on-one, what's really important is to think about your brand and be strategic, because whether you know it or not, you have a brand.
Right.
So I really want you to be conscious of your brand. Is it the one you're wanting people to see? Because we're judging you anyway. I mean, really, you saw me, you saw Erin, instantly, it takes seconds. Like, sized you up? Okay. And we're not talking personality at this point, but you're talking enough to say, do I want to continue this conversation? Do I want to continue meeting with this person and liking this person enough to find out what you do?
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. I love that. I love the way you described that. So how did you said that you were really shy, way back when. Yes. How did you overcome some of that shyness?
So I think somehow a part of me learned about branding, and this wasn't so much fake it till you make it as much as then I became, okay, so if I want to grow my business, I started my business as a makeup artist. I had been doing makeup since I was 16, and then I just started doing that, and then studied I grew up in the fashion industry and studied under other image professionals and learned how to do the wardrobe and the shopping and all of that. And I learned when I started to network that if I was attached to the Chamber of Commerce or that women's, what do you call that? Women's, any kind of business group. Or for me, the National Speakers Association. When I was under the umbrella of them and I was head of membership, let's say, or programs, then I wasn't displaying me. I was displaying them. So it was easy for me to go, oh, hi, my name is, and then it became easier, and then I became known. So it may not have been instant, like they know exactly what it is that I do, but it became instant that what I won't speak for myself and promote in myself, I'm promoting NSA, let's say the national speakers, or for me, you know, anything that you represent, the Artists Guild if you're an artist or marketing, then you have a reason to go out there and shake somebody's hand and put yourself out there.
Right.
That was the biggest one.
Right. So you started by promoting other people, kind of, you know, like being the center of other organizations. And then once you had that confidence, then you were able to promote yourself more.
Because it gives you an in. Whereas if I'm just Huda sitting there in a corner, I'm not going to go up to you. You look so successful. Oh my gosh, you look amazing. Who am I? In my little 20-some-year-old brain to go up to you, looks already established and knows what you're doing. Then if I'm representing somebody bigger than me, then it was easy to go under the guise of that association. And from that, obviously, the next step is, well, who are you?
Yeah, what do you do? Okay, great. I love that. I want to take a little pause here. I see we have some ladies watching. Hello, Pam and Yehudi and Angela. Hello. Yehudi said image is very personal. Yes,
and it starts on the inside. So was that Yehudi who said that?
Yes. Yes.
Image is an inside job.
Yeah. So tell us more about that.
Image to me absolutely starts on the inside because, again, who are you really? So my 3 questions before you go anywhere. Who are you? What's your market? And what's your message? And within those 3, then you know how to speak what you do. And you need to tap into your authenticity aspect of it. So there again, if I'm dressing somebody and she looks like let's say I've got you, Erin, and we shop and I put you in an outfit and put some lipstick on you and do your hair, and everybody, 90% of everybody that's around us loves it. If you're even just a little uncomfortable, like whoever's watching and you hate pink and I happen to put you in pink and everybody loves you in pink, you're going to feel uncomfortable and self-conscious. So the entire 2 hours you're at this event, you're going to be like this, or you don't like dangly earrings that I put, you know, whatever it is that is not ringing true to you, no matter how much we all like it. The society deems that it's beautiful. If you're not comfortable, it's not going to work for you at all. That's why it starts on the inside. So I know you said something about how to know what colors to wear as an introvert. Can you talk a little bit about that? Yes, there is a huge psychology. You can Google psychology of colors. There is a huge amount of information on there. But for example, if I'm pre-shopping for a client, I wear black. You've known me for a little while. Do you ever see me in black? I am not a black wearing person. Black, the psychology behind black is it shows a lot of authority. And it shows a lot of independence and leave me alone. And so I don't want people coming up to me and telling me, oh, do you want this? Do you want no? Because I'm so focused. I know what I'm looking for, who I'm looking for, so I don't need help when I'm doing that. But if, for example, you wear black to speak at a speaking engagement. Now, please, before I go further, take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt, like a chunk of salt. Because it may be appropriate for this situation, but not for all situations. And when it comes to image, it's so many layers on top of each other. So I may say, don't wear black to a presentation. But again, if it's more feminine, if it's cut nicely, if you're seeing your neckline, you know, if you have fun jewelry, you smile a lot, that's going to take away from the authority. And it's not going to be so standoffish looking. But for somebody, for example, who's an introvert, oftentimes, because most of my business is introverts, like those who love passion and are gregarious don't usually need me. So if a lot of the people that I work with tend to love beige. So what's beige say? Beige says, not necessarily I have no personality, But beige often says, it's a clean slate. Don't look at me. I want to blend in with the walls. Right. Just kind of, I'm just here, a fly on the wall. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And if that's what you're trying to say, then that's fine. Mm-hmm. It's a very approachable color, you could say. It's a non-threatening color. So if you're a therapist, beige would be fine. Mm-hmm. But if you're networking, you want to be remembered, you want to be seen, you want people to know you and notice you and approach you, then I would not go with beige.
Okay. So can I show them what I was wearing when we
yes.
first? Okay. So yes. I just came from a networking event in the area. That's yes. why I'm with Huda today, because I was a few minutes yes. from her house.
Yes.
And I wore this jacket.
Yes.
So obviously I was standing out.
I love it.
And a lot of people approached me and came to
yes.
talk to me because I was vibrant.
Yes.
Right?
You're vibrant. It was not threatening. Mm-hmm. So again, remember I was saying, maybe I didn't say it today, but I often think of image as a sentence. Each word is its own aspect of image. So for example, your smile says something. Your clothes say something. Your hair, your makeup or lack thereof. Your shoes. Like, do you have a pointy shoe or is it a round toe? Is it a peep toe? You know, every aspect of you. And I'll be honest with you, Erin, most of us aren't conscious of this. But I promise you, everybody that's watching does reach a conclusion. You may not notice, oh, she has very pointy toes, shoes. So therefore, she must be X. But not necessarily. You're not going to know piece by piece what that means. But you're going to take a look at that person top to bottom, and you're going to come up with your own version of who she is.
Right.
So be strategic in who you present yourself, how you present yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. So tell us about how to let your clothes do the talking.
So exactly what you just did. If you're shy, you want any bit of help to overcome that and get people to come to you. So one of my top secrets is to have something that's known to you, that is personal to you, and wear it. For example, I've become known, like when I asked several speaking situations in a row and I asked them, what are 3 words that would describe me? It surprised me that they all said feminine and they all mentioned color. And even now when I'm looking, so this is my casual. So I'm really casual. It's warm. It's a nice casual interview we're doing. And it's still feminine and it has color. Everything that I own pretty much. And that becomes your brand. So what I like for people to think about when you're networking and how to use your clothes or a sales presentation, it doesn't matter, any kind of interaction, or if you want a hot date. I mean, you really need to be yourself.
Who doesn't want a hot date, right?
I've been married for a long time, but like, yeah.
Hot date with your husband.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. So you want your clothes to talk for you or to engage people on your behalf. So wear something that you're comfortable with. We talked about wearing the lipstick or the clothes or the shoes. If you're not comfortable in your shoes, you're going to feel uncomfortable and people will notice it. You want to wear a color, or like, if you like flowers, wear flowers. Unless you work for like finance or a Wells Fargo or something where you really have very strict guidelines as to what to wear, find something that brings your persona into it. Here's an example. A woman that I worked with a long time ago, long story, but she kept talking about the jigsaw. She says, I'm like a jigsaw. I bring people together and things like that. And this was before internet was so popular. And we found a piece of jewelry that was a puzzle piece.
Ah, okay.
And so and she has loved it because everywhere she's gone, I mean, years later now, I saw her and she says, I still wear it because everyone's going to come to you. It's like, oh, what's that? So if you wear something that's unique to you, people are going to come to you and ask you about it. And that becomes your conversation piece, whether it's jewelry that you like, statement jewelry, or what else could be. Usually if you have, there was one lady who's originally Hawaiian. She doesn't look it or sound it, I mean, many generations mainland. But for her, we put something with a flower. There's always some kind of a hibiscus around her to tie that in, just to get her to speak. So things like that.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Great ideas. Yeah. See, we talked about that. So how does what a woman, we've kind of talked about this too, but how does what a woman wears affect her confidence? So obviously if she's not wearing something she's comfortable in, that's going to affect that. So
confidence, to me, there's two words. Confidence sells. That's all that I want to say. Confidence really sells. So if you think about people that you've met that talk a big game, like, yes, this, that. And yet when it comes time for the business interaction, you're kind of disappointed. I'm like, really? That's all you had? But they may talk a big game. The flip side is true. You may have the expertise. You may have all the experience in the world. But if you're not coming across speaking confidently or walking with confidence, that's going to take a lot from you. And that's going to take a lot longer for people to get in to talk to you more and get to know you more. And if I may, because yes, clothes say it, and just very quickly, I'll say wear something that's a little bit more structured. Like I would never ever wear this to network in, because it's too flowy, it's too feminine. If I don't know the people, it doesn't cast a very strong, authoritative first look. The other aspect to think about is your size. Remember when I was saying black is authoritative, don't wear it on a stage? And remember when I was saying look at all the aspects? Right. So I'm very petite, okay? So for me, I could wear black top to bottom. I'm probably not going to intimidate a lot of people, you know, as opposed to if you're 6 foot tall or if you're very broad or you don't smile much, you know, all of those aspects. So for me, when you look at clothing, wear something that's a little bit more structured. For me, my shoulders are very narrow, so I would like to wear something with shoulder pads, a little, not like the 80s shoulder pads, if anyone remembers those. But something that has a little bit more style to it, that's going to give you more power. But I'm going to add something, because a lot of my work is not just image, but it's how you come across. And that is, especially women, I mean, I specialize women and girls, but especially women that tend to be shy and are walking in for the first time, this is what happens, is that the shoulders get in a little bit, you round a little bit, and the eyes, I don't know how to describe it here, but like the deer in headlights, you know, and it's like, so we tend to do things that little girls would do. Everybody knows, like, don't play with your hair. I mean, that's, most of us know not to do that. But it's the eyes and it's the, so walk in with confidence, and that is the fake it till you make it that I will say. Fake the posture. Shoulders back, not just shoulders back, but your lat, you know, these muscles in the back down. When your chest is up, you can't help but feel more confident. And you walk in that way. Right. And if you remember, look at Princess Diana. Well, I mean, she's been gone now 25 years, but how she had started out with the head tilt down and looking up, very coy, very girlish. And at the end, how she was taught to use her shoulders and her back was down. So it was always the elegance of the neck. So that, if you have to fake anything, fake the posture. So that and it gives you more confidence too. If you're standing, if you're standing like this and you're walking around, you're not going to feel confident either. Absolutely. And a lot of that actually comes from yoga and the ancient teachings, because there is something physiological that happens we won't get into now, but when you do that, physiologically something changes and it triggers confidence with this open. And so that is why you'd want to be open this way and not caved in. Very interesting. You don't need to know the whys, just do it. Yeah, just do it, ladies. Just do it. Just listen to Huda. Yeah, I didn't know that physiologically would actually give you more confidence. It does. That's interesting. Yeah, because when you do that, then what happens is the hips shift. And when the hips shift, there's a lot of power that comes from the sacral area and the hips. And it grounds all the way down. Ah, very interesting. Yeah. I like that. That's a good one. So, how does one pick their clothes based on their body type? So the body type, you know, and that's a great one, actually, because if you are unsure what to wear and how to put it together, and I want to give you that.
Yes.
So there are 5 basic body types. So if you broaden the shoulders, if you have bigger hips, it all comes to a balance. So your waist is the center, and so whatever is above the waist and below the waist. So are you heavier below the waist? Are you broader above the waist? Are you the typical hourglass? Are you more athletic? There's so many variances. And I do have a sheet that you're welcome to download, take a look at, because it'll explain to you just very basic information that if you're hippie, then you want to put more stuff up here. Okay. Meaning, conversely, like if you're busty, like I wish. So if you're busty, you don't want to wear ruffles because that's just going to augment here.
Okay.
So you're going to want to keep it simple on the top and wear maybe a skirt that has flow at the bottom.
Okay.
Or pants that might have pockets in the back, something that's going to give the illusion of more fabric, more material, if you're very slender in the hips. So those are the kinds of things on that sheet.
Okay. Yeah, so just for those of you watching, Huda does have a free goodie for us today. There's a sheet on different body types and what to wear and different things like that that's on there. And you can get that on my website. It's on there, erinsum.com/Huda. So right now,
Huda, because I know my name is not as easy as Erin.
Yeah, Huda. Although you'd be surprised how many times you can screw that up. So erinsum.com/Huda, and right now the only thing on that page is her free download, and afterwards we're going to have this video up there and all that good stuff too to watch later.
Super.
Yeah, so anything else, Huda, that you wanted to mention today?
I wanted to say, if anybody is interested, and I've never offered this, truly, I have never offered this because I am on sabbatical a little bit, so I'm not even, my website is down, but if anybody would like, because I love to do this work, if you want like a 30-minute private consultation, if you're close, we can do it in person, we can do it through Skype. And it's just $47, and it's in your closet. If you're working on a speech, we can work on what to wear for your speech. If you're working on what outfits should I put together, how should I style my hair, whatever you want, 30 minutes. It's not a sales pitch whatsoever. You get absolute 30 minutes for $47. I'm happy to do that.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Great.
Just for you.
Yay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Huda. And how can they get in touch with you to take advantage of that offer?
So you can call me. It's 925-989-4729. And otherwise, my website, but it's down, so I have a very temporary, yucky website. And it is my full name. So it's HUDA, B for boy, AAK.com. So it's hudabaak.com.
Great. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yay. It was so nice to have you and so fun to do this in person.
There you go. See, now you're going to do them all in person.
Yeah, right? I'd be traveling all over the place.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome. So everyone make sure to catch us live every Thursday at 4 o'clock. And we're going to talk with lots more professionals on all sorts of things. From confidence building, introversion, all sorts of stuff like that, how to build more confidence and be more successful in your business.
I love what you do.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God, it's so necessary.
Thank you. I think so too. I love it. So everyone, thank you so much for joining live. Again, you can get Huda's free gift at erinsum.com/Huda. And again, make sure to join us next week. And you can also check out other old interviews, past interviews on my website. You can just go to the erinsum.com and then go to the blog tab, and underneath the blog tab there is a successful introvert tab, and all of the old interviews are there, so you can watch them later.
All right.
Yeah. All right, everyone. See you next week. Thanks again for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful afternoon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.